Alrighty, hi everybody. Good to be with you. I'm Jackson Mitchell here from Brooklyn. So, as the snow is expected to hit really anytime tonight into tomorrow morning, we're gonna be bringing you these car live streams. So, right now I'm here in Brooklyn. I was kind of like, okay, today we're going to do it to see if we can have some type of beta plan in session. So, here we are. Now we're live. Good to be with you. I know we tested doing an outside stream in the cold, and it was simply I don't know how else to put it, but it was too cold. My equipment couldn't handle it. We are also going to introduce tomorrow. I know I'm talking to tomorrow. I'm going to talk about the when the snowfall's coming, what we're talking about right now in just a moment. But we are going to what I was saying there is we are going to introduce a camera that has the roads and things of that nature. It's just gonna be one camera. Wherever we are, we'll have it positioned either outside of the car, inside the car, depending on the weather conditions. And we'll zoom into something of some nature, likely the road behind me right now. You see Highway 49 behind me as I join you here from Brooklyn. It is good to be with you. We are going to talk about the weather because there is a lot to talk about. I do first want to take you to some of the, just to quickly hear the other news that we're following. This is right now inside Minneapolis. We've seen days. I don't know how many protests we've seen, but it has been quite some as you take a look live there at one of those protests there in Minneapolis. Taking you to another protest, this time in Washington, D.C. That is one there. It's an anti-abortion protests. Turn the audio up there. You can kind of hear them speaking, protesting there. So we'll monitor both those feeds. We're also going to monitor these feeds. So we have RDOT. So what's so great about that is they have cameras across the entire state that we're able to tune into at any moment, and that's likely exactly what we're going to be doing because we've shown you so many times this camera right here in Brooklyn. That camera that you were just watching though was in Little Rock, where they are going to be seeing conditions. So we've got cameras all the way from northern Arkansas to southern Arkansas. We'll take you back to this camera there. So I will tell you, in order to prepare for this, I did need some different equipment, some different things, that was kind of what I call a necessity in order to go live. I needed something that was able to charge my laptop, and so I had to go buy a converter, and power inverter is what the real name of the device is. You might know what it is. Um, so I could plug in my devices, and now here we are bringing you this. And what I was going by that was traffic was rough, not only right here in Brooklyn, but in Jonesboro. And I know we don't have any cameras that we're able to show you from the city of Jonesboro inside Jonesboro. We can't show you the interstates, but this is just a camera in Brooklyn. It's a busy Friday. As many people are heading to the store, let's talk about the weather here. I don't want to, get it out of the way. I know what everybody's wondering. What are the snow totals, Jackson? That's the question. And I'm going to be quite honest. It's the question I'm wanting to know because when I'm researching to do my reporting, there is multiple different sources and they're all saying something different. So I've been trying to figure out, okay, what's the true information? What do we know? And apologies here as I get some of our graphics ready. If that makes sense, what is the information that I need to be reporting? So ultimately, I've decided that I'm going to bring you what the National Weather Service is saying. We're going to talk about what the local news station KIT is saying. They're saying you could see 10 inches plus. We're going to talk about that. I'm not going to tell you here who to believe, but in this case, we're going to go with the National Weather Service. I do want to start with those temperatures, though. Taking a look there at your forecast as we go forward. Tonight, we're entering into a 13-degree low. That's not even going to be close to matching the feels like temperatures. Those are going to be just as rough, just as bad. So it's all going to be something to watch out for here. So tonight, 13-degree lows. You go into Saturday, high of 16. Let me check the weather right now. It's actually 30 degrees outside right now. So that just tells you when this cold front pushes through, we're ultimately going to bring the snow. We're going to get into some heavy lows. And it's not only that, it's going to be the wind, it's going to be the dew point, or the feels like temperature, I should say, going into the negatives. That's also a concern right now. Saturday, high of 16, low of 14. By Sunday, the high goes up, but the low, guys, -4 degrees. Insane. I'll tell you, please be prepared. We have live updates right now over on brooklandnews.com, and I'm actually wondering, I might be able to pull up brooklandnews.com for you, so you guys are actually able to get an idea. One moment here. Here we go. So here's our story we've got up right now. We pretty much transitioned our website into full weather breaking moment. So here's the website right now. Go there. That has what you need to know on the weather. You'll notice everything's red here because we are preparing for, of course, this storm. So there you go. You're taking a look at it now on your screen. Go there right now to get the latest. We've got everything there. We've got the forecast there. I'll zoom out just a little bit. You can see your hometown, your weather, that section, but not only that, the warnings we're currently under, which is a winter weather warning. We're also under an advisory right now. 28 degrees is what BrooklandNews.com is saying right now. 30 degrees. I was checking Apple Weather, and I know it's not the most trustful source for weather news, but I was using it just to quickly there check the weather. I want to go back over what I was just noting there for a moment. We are right now under winter storm warning. So guys, please be prepared. We are going to see some type of snow. So, if you're in the southern portions of Arkansas, you're going to see freezing rain. You're going to see ice. But again, that's an active warning right now, winter storm warning. We're monitoring that as that comes in. Okay, let's talk about the snowfall totals. I teased it a few moments ago. Here's what the National Weather Service is saying. They're saying, if you look at Jonesboro, there, 4 to 6 inches. It is an opposite story, and I'm going to pull up this graphic quickly. When you go to KAIT, which is the local news source here in Jonesboro. So that is what they are saying, 10 to 14 inches of snow. That is what they're saying. If you look at that line, that faint line between the blue and the pink, they're looking at 10 plus inches of snow. The National Weather Service says something else, and I know that graphic from KIT, it's a little bit of eye candy. It would be happy, it'd be a good thing to get 10 inches of snow. I mean, only if it wasn't so cold, but you choose who you want to believe there. So I'll just leave that. I want to give you guys two options to pick from there. Meteorology, not my strong suit, but there you go. So we'll continue watching to see where snowfall totals go, what that looks like going forward here. What we are going to do right now, though, if you will give me one moment, we were having a few issues as we came on the air. That's why we were on the air a little bit late. I do apologize. We're going to be with you for a little bit, though, so you guys should be okay. Give me one moment. So I was having some connectivity issues, and that made me lose our commercial break graphic, just letting you kind of into the behind the scenes here. So give me one moment, and I'm going to pull that back up, and then we are going to sneak in a quick commercial break. You're watching Brookland News Live. We'll be back here in just a moment. Alrighty, welcome back here into Brooklyn News Live. I'll tell you, when you're on the road like this, it's a little different, a little tricky here. I don't have all the screens that I have when we're at the studio, so all I have is one screen, so that's what we're working with today. So I kind of let you into a behind the scenes here. Let's take you to some of the stories we're following right now. There's a look at all the feeds we're getting, and you'll see there on, I'll just kind of go through these, the top left-hand corner there. I'll pull it in full screen. One moment, pull it in full screen, maybe. There we go. This is a protest happening right now in Washington, D.C. on abortion. Most in the crowd appear to be pro-abortion. Take you to that second protest we brought you to at the top of the hour in Minneapolis. It's getting larger, a pretty large protest from Minneapolis that we've seen in the weeks and weeks that ICE has been operating throughout that city. It's caused a lot of controversy, of course, especially after the killing of Renee Nicole Goodby, an ICE officer. So this is something we're going to keep our eyes on there, as well as these RDOT cameras, the Arkansas Department of Transportation, bringing us this camera. This is a live look there in Little Rock, where they, of course, are going to see some of the impacts from the storms. And actually, from where I'm at, I'm almost able to see this camera. But what I can tell you, I can't see the First Community Bank, and I can't see Harps from where I am at. So, as we continue to take a look here at this camera, these two cameras going to become very useful when it comes to what we see when it comes to weather. So we're going to be watching those cameras, of course, and making sure we're bringing you what you need to know as things happen. I want to take you right now to a few of the other stories that we're following right now. This is a look right now on brooklandnews.com once again. A look at those top stories right now. You can visit the website, read those in full. I want to talk about this story. You may have already heard about it, but an Arkansas state trooper, he's been fired after, I should say, unclear if it's a man or a woman, but fired after essentially a pit maneuver gone wrong. Arkansas State Police, and I'm going to read you a piece kind of from our article that we had over on brooklandnews.com. Fired after, of course, performing a pit maneuver on the wrong vehicle. The suspect, of course, was later arrested according to the release from the Arkansas State Police. The trooper, hired in October of 2024, was still on probation, was immediately placed on administrative duties, and terminated on Wednesday morning. No injuries occurred in the incident. Colonel Mike Hager, the director of the Arkansas State Police, he said, quote, "We are thankful no one was injured in this incident, and we appreciate this motorist accepting the situation with grace." He goes on to say, even though we know humans sometimes make mistakes, a mistake of this nature has serious consequences. They go on to detail everything that happened. Excuse me, they're saying that this all occurred back on Sunday, January 18th, so the most recent Sunday, and it was around 11:45 a.m. An ASP trooper noticed a white Buick Envista speeding at 92 miles per hour in a 60 mile per hour zone on I-630 eastbound in Little Rock. The trooper stopped the vehicle near the 6-mile marker and approached the driver, Johnny Williams, 38, of Little Rock. The trooper detected a strong odor of marijuana and confirmed that Williams' license was suspended. When the trooper asked Williams to step out of the vehicle, Williams refused, ultimately fleeing. The trooper returned to his patrol vehicle, briefly losing sight, then noticed a white SUV going forward, pulled them over, then realized, hey, this is the wrong person, apologized to that lady, and then went on. And the suspect would later turn himself into the ASP Troop A. So, quite an interesting story. Colonel Mike Hager there again saying that, and I'm paraphrasing here, but I just read it, an action like that comes with serious consequences, and saying that mistakes, they happen, but in this case, does come with some consequences. So that there is one of the few stories that we're following right now. I want to take you to a story we're following locally here in Brookland. The school district is announcing they are holding a meeting on this over 3-point millage increase. I'll tell you, I commentated the basketball game, the homecoming game for Bearcat Media Productions yesterday, And there, they were handing out pamphlets and had signs. Really, they have signs now throughout the entire school almost, especially where the public walks through, kind of talking about what this millage increase is all about. Now they have announced that they are planning to hold a meeting on the increase. Brookland Public Schools, of course, seeking a 3.95 millage increase to fund two new projects, a junior high cafeteria, community tornado shelter, and the Bearcat Training Center. The district has experienced significant growth, necessitating these new facilities, according to them. Um, let me actually show you. I believe I'll zoom in here to this, and I'll show you this image that we have of the pamphlet that they held out. You'll have to give me one moment here. Here's the pamphlet that they held out. Take a look there. It tells you how will the revenue generated from this millage increase go. And let me. It's kind of blurry on the stream. I apologize about that. It says junior high cafeteria, a new Bearcat indoor training facility. It was going to be a facility for the dance and cheer teams to practice in. Not only that, it would be also the additional revenue will be used in as directly support. I can't quite read this. Sorry, you guys. Operations and academic programs. So essentially, what they're saying, I believe, there's to help academic programs. So there is that coming in there as we continue to follow the news on this Friday. So that is just a look at just a few of those headlines that we are following right now. A lot going on, a lot we're going to continue to follow here. I'll tell you, the heat's turned up in my car right now because it is extremely cold. We were talking just a few moments ago about where the forecast stands right this moment, and I wonder if I can pull it back up again. Take a look, guys, at this is what we're going into. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a low of -4. And I mean, the wind chills are going to be even worse. So, a lot to watch out for. Guys, please prepare. Again, I have a story on brooklandnews.com. It's the very first story. If you visit the website right now, we're bringing you live updates of this. And I'll pull up a graphic right now to show you, because we are going to have special programming tomorrow. Usually, you guys know we don't have Brookland News Live on Saturday. We're going to have a morning edition coming up at 9 a.m. as well as an afternoon edition at 2 p.m. So your regular time, just not a weekday, and then a morning edition at 9 a.m. We're going to bring you that live here, of course, as the snow makes its way in. So please join us then. We're going to bring you an update at 9 a.m. The snow's likely going to be falling 2 p.m. It might have slowed down, but according to what I've been reading through the forecast, it's going to be going all the way through Sunday. So a lot to watch out for, a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking all about this snow when it finally makes its way tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. So I hope you join us then. We're going to sneak in another quick break. On the other side, the news we're still following right here in Brooklyn and across the world. Brookland News Live returns in just a moment. And welcome back live here into Brooklyn News Live. Still good to be with you. Time now 2:35 here. Still following a lot of headlines. I want to take you right now to a live feed we're getting in right now from New York City. New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani speaking on pre-K in the city. We're going to listen in here for just a moment.
935-2009 and at our more than 10 different family welcome centers. So this is frankly how New Yorkers look out for one another, how we look out for the next generation to come, and how we truly make this a city government that makes it easier to afford to live in the most expensive city in the United States of America. Thank you very much.
Up next, we have Emmy Liss, who's the Executive Director of the Mayor's Office of Childcare.
Thank you so much. It's great to be with you all this afternoon. As Livia said, my name is Emmy Liss. I'm the Executive Director of the Mayor's Office of Childcare. And in this role, it is my honor and privilege and responsibility to make sure that we deliver on the vision that the mayor outlined, a city where every family has access to free, high-quality, accessible childcare that is culturally responsive, delivered in the settings that they trust, with educators who are respected and well paid and who care for those children just like their own. We have this opportunity right now, as the mayor said, to make sure that every family in the city with a 3 or 4-year-old gets out and applies for these programs for this fall. And as the parent of a current public school pre-K student, I know just how important these programs are in the lives of families and what an opportunity it can be, not just for the child who will build new skills, make new friends, and go on to develop in ways that impact them for the rest of their lives, but what this also means for our families and our communities. So with that, I will pass it to my colleagues down the table as well. With apologies, I will
school, but as Deputy Chancellor, very happy to sit beside the mayor and his team to really communicate the importance of participating in this open admission cycle. I think the mayor made it very clear about the importance of early childhood education, no matter the setting. Families know that when you have an early start, it allows for early identification and early intervention. And so here in New York City Public Schools, we encourage every family, right? As you are thinking about signing up for care for the upcoming fall, look to us as partners in this work. We want to ensure that we curate experience for you that meets the cultural responsiveness of your families, and we welcome you. We welcome you to New York City Public Schools in the upcoming fall.
Hello, everyone. My name is Travonda Kelly. I am the Chief Enrollment Officer at New York City Public Schools. I've been working with New York City Public Schools within student enrollment for 15 years. So I have a lot of experience with supporting families with applications such as 3K and pre-K. My office, our goal is to make sure that the process for applying for 3K and pre-K, along with other processes, we are not just limited to 3K and pre-K. As Deputy Hawkins said, we support with high school, middle school, 3K, pre-K, we also do.
Alrighty, you're continuing to watch New York City officials. They are education officials, and the mayor, Zohran Mamdani, of course, recently sworn in, speaking there on pre-K and kindergarten schooling there in the Big Apple. We'll continue to monitor headlines coming out of that city. Of course, want to take you right now live to yet another shot we're following. This is live in Minneapolis. Protests breaking out. This one bigger than the ones I've seen, at least during a weekday, but on a Friday. People off, people showing up and using their First Amendment right there to protest against ICE. I'm wondering, first of all, I'm going to turn the audio up. I want to warn you, cuss words likely going to be heard. Viewer discretion is advised as I turn the audio up here. Alrighty, a look there live as you heard them singing Let It Shine there in that protest in Minneapolis against ICE. Or continue watching that live look there in Brooklyn. Want to take you to another story we're following right now. President Trump now changing his mind on Greenland. He's now saying they're not going to use military force and talking a little bit about the framework of a deal that he said they had. This is him. I believe he's on Mornings with Maria. This is a Fox Business show. Why don't we, one second here, and I'll play it for you. Here's him talking about the framework of a deal. Of course, in recent weeks, the topic that we've discussed months ago has come up once again about the U.S. acquiring Greenland. President Trump so far has said it is a need for the Golden Dome, which is something essentially close to Israel's Iron Dome. It essentially shoots I believe it might. Let me get my. I'll just say when missiles are shot at the U.S., it would pretty much shoot those down without kind of a need of military force. It'd be kind of just a dome that would protect the country. Of course, Israel much smaller than the United States, but Greenland is a place run by Denmark that Trump says is needed to continue building that. This is him on Mornings with Maria. This is Fox Business. Take a look.
Mr. President, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you.
You have talked about this framework, the beginning of a framework that you've spoken with the NATO secretary about. Can you tell us anything about that? Does this ultimately mean that the U.S. will ultimately acquire Greenland?
Well, I don't know if I can say that, but it could be. I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. But in the meantime, we're getting everything we wanted, total security, total access to everything, have as many bases, have all the equipment that we want. And very importantly, you know, we're building the Golden Dome, we call it. It was called the Iron Dome. Somehow the Golden Dome sounded a little bit better. But we have a technology that's second to none. You saw what we did with Israel, and that's our genius that did that. And it's amazing. It's just, you know, it's foolproof. And we're going to be building it. And it works much better when we have access to Greenland. Just covers more territory, covers it more accurately. Missiles will be more accurate by having it. It's very important strategically as a piece, and we will have everything we want. We're getting everything we want at no cost.
So the Golden Dome will be on Greenland?
A piece of it, yes, and it's a very important part because everything comes over Greenland. If the bad guys start shooting, it comes over Greenland. So we knock it down. It's pretty infallible. It's amazing. You know, Ronald Reagan had the idea a long time ago, but we didn't have any technology at that point. The concept was great, but there was no technology. Now we have unbelievable technology. I mean, virtually 100%.
So what are we talking about? An acquisition of Greenland? Are you going to pay for it?
We're talking about it. It's really being negotiated now, the details of it, but essentially it's total access. It's there's no end. There's no time limit. We're not doing a 99 or a 10-year or anything else, you know, the famous 99-year deals that you hear about, because countries can't do it for that. Countries go on longer. And so I think it's going to be something that's very well, already it's being reviewed very well. Well, I noticed the stock market went up very substantially after we announced it. But the details are being negotiated now. It'll be very good.
So, because the GDP of Greenland is like $3.3 billion, but people are valuing Greenland of between 50.
President Trump there on Greenland, speaking there for just a moment. Mornings with Maria there on Fox Business, and talking a little bit about the framework of a deal that he announced on a social media platform, Truth Social, saying that was in fact something that was in place. Speaking a little further on it, saying that Greenland was going to have to pay some type of price for this. I don't have the exact. You heard it there first from President Trump. We'll have to see where that goes and what this all means. So, here's what we're going to do. What I'm going to do, I'm wondering here, give me one moment. I'm just sorry, I'm checking our live feeds to see if we might be able to. This is the one in Minneapolis that we've been watching for quite some time. Why don't we turn the audio back up here? Again, viewer discretion advised when we go to these protest feeds. You never know what you're going to hear. But they're protesting against ICE in Minneapolis. ICE, of course, has been conducting many operations there. We talked a little bit about this earlier. Let's turn the audio up again. Viewer discretion is advised. Alrighty, not a lot of you hear the protesting, you hear the action. Not a lot of people talking closer to the camera, so we're unable to hear kind of some people possibly voicing their opinions. It's okay. What we're gonna do here? Why don't we take you right now back here to myself here in Brooklyn because a thing that I've been following. I've talked about it a few times here now. The Uvalde school resource officer, the chief of the Uvalde School Police Department. They're both indicted. Now the Uvalde SRO, Adrian Gonzalez, yesterday, he was having his trial. Yesterday, jury deliberations began. They only lasted 1 day. Ultimately being found not guilty. He was alleged of leaving children, essentially, um, just as I'll put it this way, sitting ducks while the gunman was firing, saying the prosecution alleged that he waited 70 minutes before making some type of action against the shooter. This was the Uvalde school shooting back in 2022. The defense said he was doing what he could with what he had, and kind of insisted that other officers also had the opportunity to do the same thing the same thing that the prosecution was alleging against him. So Adrian Gonzalez found not guilty on, I believe it was 20 something counts of abandoning children. So that's another story that we've been following throughout the last little while. Alrighty, we're going to sneak in another quick break. We'll talk more weather on the other side as we come up to the top of the hour here at 3 o'clock. Brooklyn News Live. We'll be right back. Hi guys, welcome back in here to Brooklyn News Live. Time now 2:51. It is still, of course, good to be with you. I'm Jackson Mitchell. We're gonna be with you here for the next 9 minutes or so until the top of the hour. Let's take you through your forecast once again. The question that everyone's asking: how much snow are we going to get? Yeah, people saying 10 plus inches. Meanwhile, I'll take you to this graphic we've got in right now talking about the National Weather Service. They say 4 to 6 inches. Take a look now on your screen. 4 to 6 inches in Jonesboro there. We'll see what this storm ultimately brings us. Of course, it did enter the country pretty recently, so we'll watch and see where that goes. You also, I just kind of want to give you an idea. I don't want to tell you who to trust, but you also have KIT, which is the local news station here, saying 10 to 14 inches. So trust who you choose. I'm not going to be able to tell you who to. I'm not a meteorologist, so I'm just bringing you the information that the National Weather Service and other sources are giving us right now. Alrighty, so we'll continue to follow those two maps there. If anything changes there, of course, we are under a winter storm warning, you guys. We're also under a cold weather advisory. Please, y'all, stay safe out there tomorrow, today. I mean, today it is even, I would argue, deathly cold. If you were to stay outside for quite some time, you would be left with at least some type of either illness or frostbite. In some cities, they're saying that it would take minutes, 10 minutes is what I was seeing on a graphic the other day, for you to get frostbite. That's going to end up being us as we go through these next few days. Monday to be the moment that we kind of top the lows, and I should say that um, in a way that's wow, because Arkansas usually does the simple, just to put it plain and simple, we don't get that cold ever. Again, a winter storm warning, though, is in effect, so we'll continue following that. I'm Jackson Mitchell here in Brooklyn as you take a look at Highway 49 behind me as we are continuing to follow a number of course, different headlines. We are going to have special winter storm coverage on Saturday at 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. Saturday's tomorrow, guys. So wake up early with me at 9 a.m. If you're not up early, stick with us at 2 p.m. We'll bring you what you need to know, what we have going on. Again, that is a special edition of Brooklyn News Live airing this weekend. Tomorrow we'll decide what what Sunday looks like, excuse me, and if we need a special edition or not. Kind of just playing it as we go there. So, I want to take you right now to a live look at the White House. President Trump is in D.C. and has been participating in meetings today. Excuse me, my voice is getting a little bit ticklish, making me want to cough here, so give me one moment. Alrighty, thank you guys. Sorry about that. I just didn't want to have to cough on air there. So, again, live look at the White House. President Trump is there right now. Here's actually President Trump's post announcing the framework of a Greenland deal. We're watching an interview a few moments ago about that all, as they spoke a little bit on Greenland. Here's him announcing that they had some type of framework of a deal. I want to play a piece of we stopped it, and I want to play it once again here. So here's the video now. Let me find a way to play this. This button, gotta click the right buttons here. Boom, boom. I'm gonna play this a little bit longer here. If you guys will just listen in for a moment or two longer, and I'll talk a little more on the other side of this.
Billion and almost $1 trillion. So what are you willing to pay for Greenland?
Well, I'm not going to have to pay anything. We're going to have total access to Greenland. We're going to have all military access that we want. We're going to be able to put what we need on Greenland because we want it. We're talking about national security and international security. So we're going to not have to pay anything other than the fact that we are building the Golden Dome, and the Golden Dome is going to be something that's going to be very amazing. It'll be Israel times probably 100. And we need it. I think we need it. And it's all going to be made in the United States. We have the best weapons in the world. We have the best companies in the world. We want them to produce faster. And we've put a mandate out. You're going to have to produce faster, whether it's the Patriots or the Tomahawks or the F-35s or anything else. We make the best equipment, but they have to make it a lot faster.
And you've said you want a defense budget of $1.5 trillion for 2027. How do you pay for that with the $37 trillion debt load?
Yeah, the money that's coming in is astronomical. You know, we'll be taking in over $600 billion this year alone in tariffs, and that's because we're doing it nice and easy. We're not even doing it strongly. We hope we have a good decision from the Supreme Court. If we don't, we figure something else. But it certainly makes life a lot easier if we have that decision that we're waiting for. If we don't, we'll do something else. But we have a lot of money coming in. We have a tremendous success. We have over $18 trillion. It could be when I get the final numbers, could be more than that now because, you know, that was a month and a half ago, but we have $18 trillion coming into the country. And
Alrighty, President Donald Trump there. Just wanted to keep listening in, of course, as he spoke in that interview on what the future of Greenland looked like. He has called it multiple times now Iceland, as we have watched him in recent days speak on things there. So, a lot going on, a lot to talk about there on national level and right here locally, of course, with our major weather headlines. We're going to wrap things up here on this. I know we were only with you. I'm looking at the time for looking at 46 minutes. I'm sorry, but we had some technical difficulties as we came on the air, but now we're going to end, of course, at a regular time. 3 p.m. We will be probably back right here like we are right now in a car, covering wherever the news is, the snow that has fallen on the ground at 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. Wherever we are, I'll tell you, I'll let you know. It depends on really just the condition of the roads. Am I able to safely drive myself somewhere? So we'll let you know. It might be back at home in the studio, not sure. We of course do have those RDET cameras that we've been taking a look at throughout the last little bit. Let me go to the one in Brooklyn here. So we of course have this camera to show you what it looks like right now in Brooklyn. So we'll use that depending on what the conditions look like. Alrighty, remember you can also join me. Just noted it a few moments ago, but tomorrow, 9 a.m., 2 p.m., keep that in your head. Of course, Central Standard Time. Again, that's tomorrow at 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. Join me then, recapping what we have on the ground, what we know. Could you see a report from myself outside? Likely. Probably going to be in the car just due to those dangerously cold temperatures. Time now to 2:59 p.m. though as we wrap things up. Want to thank all of you for watching throughout the last about 50 minutes now. Thank you. That is going to do it for me on this Friday. Join us tomorrow. We'll have more of everything you need to know, of course, as the weather makes its way late tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Really all throughout tomorrow. That is for us. Have a great day, guys.